Good afternoon. This is Andrew Benioff with Llenrock blog with our 3 questions interview for Jim Smith of Campus Apartments. Jim is Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer for Campus Apartments, one of the nation's largest developers, owners, and managers of student housing. Jim has worked in the real estate industry for over 30 years and has held the position of CFO at Campus for over 20 years. Jim, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Andy, for having me.
Let me start by asking you about student housing. It's an increasingly popular asset class among investors and developers. How is Campus adapting to this increased competition in the sector where it seems like everybody and their brother who's a developer seems to want to do student housing?
Well, student housing as a term can have 2 different definitions. It can have a narrow definition or a very broad definition. The narrow definition is you simply set up shop outside of a campus with a garden-style apartment property, and it's 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, undergraduate housing only, that kind of a thing. And a lot of our competitors do that. What we've tried to do is really become much more broad-based in our application what student housing is. Student housing can also be graduate housing. It can be faculty and staff housing. It can be, in one case, we have a retail center that's a block away from 2 of our undergraduate housing facilities. We have a hotel that's 3 blocks away from Penn's campus. They're all university related, so they all kind of come under the auspices of student housing. And we've really had to try to be, as much as possible, creative in that area, to do as many different possible things as we can. There's as you said, there's a lot of companies chasing the same space in student housing right now. So you want to separate yourselves, by doing other type things.
So would you say that Campus Apartments is perhaps even not doing student housing anymore, it's more higher education real estate investment?
That's exactly what it is. And I said, and we try to get creative in our financing. We'll help the schools raise bonds, to do on-campus renovations and development. We have a facility with Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae where we can, call on them very quickly.
Sure.
To kind of draw capital, to our projects. We have relations with all the banks in the area so that, we can do construction financing very quickly. Again, but it's really more about separating yourself from the pack, if you will, and looking at exactly as you said, higher education more as an overall package versus just limited student housing.
Very good. That's interesting.